Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. I want to thank those that commented yesterday on all of our videos that we posted, and apologies to those that have commented and I have not yet responded to your comments. I will try by all means to respond to each and every comment. So there is one of our dear sister who asked, and she said, but why do you take so many days to upload, Brother Nashim? Apologies for that. Right now I am busy trying to record for this channel. I woke up so early today, 4 a.m. I was up, and now I am recording. So I will try by all means to make sure that I upload as many as possible. And on your side, I am asking you to watch all the episodes. There were times back in the days when we used to upload even up to 6 episodes, because on your side, you guys, you also used to engage with us quite a lot. So I am pleading with you to also watch each and every episode and to engage with us, so that at least it can give us the energy to keep on recording. The following confession that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that we received. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world, and being grateful to those that have followed our Facebook page, because this open up the doors for other people to come and confess, people that did not even know about the work that we do. There is one of our dear sister who came with her own confession, and the confession that she came with, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? There was this other guy that I dated. This guy, he went to a ZCC church. He has since passed away, and I'm being told that since he died, it is very difficult for me to get help unless if I join the ZCC church. They are the ones that can assist me. So I need help, and I do not want to change church and to go to ZCC, because I grew up in a Baptist church, and that is where I'm still going to. The pastors, they've tried to pray for me, but it seems as if there is nothing that is really working. I dated this guy after I had been employed. I started working for a company that make those Zimba chips, if you know them. So I used to be the woman that would sweep the offices, because I was working at the warehouse, not at the factory. So we would receive the stock that they would have made at the factory at our warehouse. Like, our warehouse was just one amongst many warehouses for Zimba. And then I got a job through my auntie. My auntie was a little bit older, and my auntie, she was someone that liked me quite a lot. So soon after I had finished my matric, and that was when my auntie said that she had gotten a job for me and she wanted me to work with him. So when you are working in the place where there are a lot of warehouses in the factories, men there, they have money, and if you are a new woman who is working there, every man would want to sleep with you, and they will use their money. So I did not know about this. I started by dating the ZCC guy. He was a driver. He used to drive one of those Simba trucks. The day we started dating, this was after he had found me. I was in the kitchen and I was busy making tea for the manager, because we had a lot of white people that were managers that we were working with, and a lot of black people that were driving the Simba trucks. So he came into the kitchen, he then grabbed me and he was standing behind me. He started touching my boobs, and I was like, what are you doing exactly? He kissed me and he told me that he had a crush on me. I said, I'm going to report you. That was when he took out his phone, and then he said, before you report me, I want you to see something on my phone. And he opened up his gallery. When I looked, I then saw that there were pictures, many pictures of his wife because he had shown me his wife, that this is my wife, and she was sleeping in bed with another man and she was naked. There was even a video that they had made, the woman and another guy, and I was like, oh, so why do you keep these things in your phone? And he was like, because I am married and I want to use them when we divorce, me and my wife. I felt so sorry for the guy because he started crying. This was a gentle guy. You know, there were people there that were working, including my auntie, that did not have cars. This guy, whenever we would knock off together, he would make sure that he accompanies those that did not have transport to their homes, and later on he would drive to the place where he was staying. So I felt sorry for him and I kissed him back, because already I was experiencing some problems in my own relationship. The guy that I was dating, he gave me an STI just before that. It was as if the devil was setting me up to date this guy, because when my boyfriend had given me an STI, I said I can't continue dating this guy, because why does he cheat on me like this? So after I had recovered, that was when this guy chose to come into my life. So I was desperate for something like true love. I then said, if it means that this guy has been hurt so many times, then he is going to treat me very well. We are going to treat each other so well, because both of us, we now know what pain feels like. So then we started dating, me and this guy. It was someone that loved me, but there were a couple of problems. I did not know that this guy, he was suffering from erectile dysfunction. If you know what I mean, he could not go past one round. For him, one round, it would be something that would be too much for him, and he had a problem with diabetes, and there was nothing that he could do. I even asked him, since you are from ZCC, how about you ask them to prepare the tea for you? I hear that it makes a man to be very powerful in bed. He then told me that since he was suffering from sugar diabetes, there was nothing really that at church they could do. We even went to men's clinic, because this guy, I really loved him with my heart and I wanted to be with him. And when we went there, they tried everything. We even tried other things that we were buying at different adult shops, those ones that a man will wear so as to make his thing a little bit bigger, but it was not working. I thought that I would be able to survive this sexless relationship, because what I wanted at that time was nothing but true love. I went for nearly 7 months without knowing penetration, and to a woman who has never experienced this before, it is hard for you to understand that you have romance with a man, and when your body is soaked up in love and you are ready to make love to your man, then you find out that you are unable to be penetrated. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it just makes you to go crazy. I kept on holding on for 7 months. By then, I was staying with him because he had already divorced his wife. He was too much of a good guy that he just left everything and we started our lives afresh. I thought that I would be able to survive the sexless relationship, but I think that as a woman, your body will start to complain. I started disrespecting him whenever he would call me, like even if he was not at home, he would call me asking me how his property was. Like, he would mean my private thing, and it will be like he is irritating me, because I kept on asking myself, what will he do to me even if I tell him that I am missing you? When he will be back home, if he would try to touch me, I'll get so mad at him, because all that he will do is to raise my emotion, and my body will be feeling so hot, so much that I wouldn't want to be penetrated, but yet he would be unable to do such a thing. There were days when I thought that holding it for him, it will help him to go inside of me, but I'll end up having bruises because he was unable to enter me like a man is supposed to do naturally. So this made me to become a very disrespectful woman. And then at work, the pressure was just too much. Not the people that we were working with, because they knew that I was dating and I was staying with the guy. So the other guys that were working close to the place where I was working. So there was a guy that was working right next door. The guy was a mechanic, but he was much older than I was. He was almost the same age with my auntie and older than my auntie even still. So this guy, what he did to me was like, he said, let us become friends, and he knew what he wanted to get from me. So I agreed, because by then as a woman I was just feeling lonely, even though I had a guy that I was staying with, but I did not see him as a man anymore, because he had this problem of being unable to please me in bed. So I then gave that guy my phone numbers, and we started talking over the weekends whenever my boyfriend was not around. Sometimes he would call me and he would be like, let us meet in town. I would go there, and like, he was such a smooth operator. He would say to me, I really do not care about sleeping with you. All that I care about is just providing for you. So the day when I agreed to sleep with him, this was the day when he had bought expensive sneakers for me and my baby. And I said, this guy, he really loves me. Maybe I need to give him a chance. But I am dating another guy. I've never been unfaithful in my life. And I was like, to hell with being faithful in a relationship when you can't even get intercourse from the man that you love. So I then told the guy that since I was dating another person, I did not want drama from him. He then said, no, it's fine. All that I want from you is your love. We pushed Brother Nashi for nearly 2 months. We were just cheating, but we would not even sleep with each other. One night, after I had a nasty argument with my boyfriend, I then left the place where we were staying. I had no intentions of sleeping with that other guy that I was now dating. I just wanted to return back to my mom's place, because he threatened to beat me up simply because he wanted to touch me. And I was like, why do you want to touch me when you know that you can't do anything to me after you have touched me, and I want you inside of me, and there is nothing that you will be able to do? So he said, I'm going to beat you up. You have no respect. So I left and I said, I don't want violence. Let me return back to my mom's house. If he has calmed down, then I'll come back. When I was at my mom's place, that was when I started talking with the other guy, because I was feeling stressed. Immediately he came and he said, I just want to see you. I then got into the car. We were seated at the back seat. The guy, when he started touching me, I felt him and I said, this is a real man. Let me try, because it has been a long time. 7 months, guys. It is just too much without having intercourse, yet you are staying with a man. And that is when I started sleeping with that guy. And now I was crazy. At home with my boyfriend that I was staying with, I was unable to get it. But outside there was another man that was giving it to me, and this made me to become even more disrespectful, so much that I started telling that guy that he was just a weak man. He was unable to please me, and yet he claimed that one day he wanted me to become his wife. How was it even possible? And I did not want to stay with a crippled of a man. I think this is what really hurt him, for him to do the things that he did to me. But I don't think that he had the right to do what he did to me, because he was unable to satisfy me in bed. What else did he expect me to do? He finally found out that I was cheating on him. When he found out that I was cheating on him, this was through the sister. She was the one that saw some messages on my phone, and then she told the brother. So everyone knew about this. And then I told him that I did not love him anymore, because he knew the problems that he had. Even when they called a family meeting in front of his relatives, I said, this man is weak and his problem cannot be solved How can you expect me to stay the whole year with a man? How are we even going to have a child when he can't even do anything? Ask him. So I did not know that I was humiliating him and I was embarrassing him. Later on, that was when he cursed me. And when he cursed me, I just thought that maybe these were the words of a man that had just lost the woman that he loved to another man. Because one day at work, he came to me and he said, so you have chosen to dump me. And I said, did I dump you, or it is you who caused this whole situation? If you already knew that you have a problem, you can't sleep with a woman, why did you waste my time? You should have told me so that I could have entered into this relationship knowing that I will never sleep with a man again for my life. I'm not a nun. I do not want that. I want a man that can be able to give me children. You are unable to do that. Why do you want to force me in that particular situation? And another thing, I have now discovered why your wife was cheating. It is because you are weak. You are unable to do anything to a woman. So I was hurting him all this while, yet he did not tell me that he knew of other people that were going to bewitch me. On that day, he then said to me, oh, okay, it's fine. Since you say that I cannot sleep with you and I can't sleep with any woman because of this challenge that I am facing of erectile dysfunction, it is also going to happen to you. You are never going to be able to sleep with a man in your life. And he laughed at me and I laughed at him and I said, look man, I am a woman. Even if I do not want to sleep with a man, even if they rape me, a man will sleep with me. A woman does not have erectile dysfunction, you fool. And then we started fighting, but people that were there, they stopped us from fighting, saying that you two, are going to get yourselves fired. So the guy then stopped working. He then started working for another company, because by then what I will do, like I would want to show him that now I am happy. If he was close to me, I would pretend as if I have received a phone call from the guy who was working next door, who used to even drop me off and pick me up in front of the guy that I was dating. I did not know that I was bringing a war into my life that I could not even fight. Fast forward, after the guy had stopped working for the company we were both working for, I really did not even bother to check on him. When he passed away, the night when he passed away, I was sitting by the bed, and then I heard that there was something that was scratching me. This was really weird. When I looked, I did not see anything. So I was with my daughter. Then my daughter said, Mommy, why is there blood on your leg? I checked and I saw that there was blood that was flowing, and there was something that had hurt me. And I got so scared and I said, so it means that the scratch was for real. So I thought that maybe there was a cat that had entered into the house and this cat was hiding somewhere. I looked everywhere and I did not even see that cat that had scratched me. I then washed it and I bandaged myself. Later on, when I was fast asleep, that was when I had a dream. The first night when I had this dream, I just thought that maybe it was one of those weird nightmares. I was fast asleep in bed. Then I saw myself, like when you are dreaming, you can even see yourself and everything that is happening. That was when I felt that there was something that was moving from underneath the bed. And I said, what is going on? What is moving down there? And then I saw the blankets opening up from underneath the bed. I saw two eyes that were glowing before I could see that this was a human being. So when I saw two eyes that were glowing, I thought that maybe it was that cat, and I said, aha, you see the cat that was scratching me, it is this one. I am going to kill it. All of a sudden, I was holding a broom. I wanted to beat that cat with the broom that I was holding. And then that was when this thing revealed itself to me. I saw a human head, an adult, but this adult, it looked like a dwarf of a man, very short, and it was very scary. Everything about it. This dwarf of a man, it was wearing old clothes that were so old that had holes everywhere, and as for the nails, they were so scary to look at, as if it was an eagle, with the way that it had so sharp nails. And it looked at me and it said, "My wife," and it then just disappeared. When it said "my wife," that was when I woke up and I was screaming. Guess what? I had gone to bed around 7 p.m. but when I woke up, I was already late for work and there were too many calls on my phone. So I rushed to the clinic since I had a scratch on my leg and there was even an infection. They gave me some medication and some cream to put on my leg. I was afraid to even sit close to the bed because of what had happened. I was scared to tell my mom. I do not know why. That very same night when we went to bed, I then slept with my daughter, but the next morning I found out that I was sleeping in my own bed. How I had managed to get out of my daughter's bed to walk to the bedroom, because by then I was staying with my mom. So to walk from her bedroom going to my bedroom, I really did not know what was happening there. And I woke up and I found out that there were semen that were all over my neck, my boobs, as if this thing, when it was about to come, it came and it started doing its thing on my chest area, and it spread its semen all over my boobs as well as my neck. This was so strange because the semen was still warm, as if this thing had happened a few seconds before I had woken up. The strange thing about it was that when this whole situation started happening, it felt so weird. I was scared even to tell anyone. Like, I felt so much traumatized about this situation. Later on, I was told by people that have tried to help me that this is what a demon will do. A demon will make sure that it terrifies you so that it can gain access to your soul. Like right now, this Tokoloshe, it is connected to me, and it is proving to be very difficult for it to be disconnected because I did not tell anyone in time that this was the painful experience that I was experiencing. So I did not tell anyone. I got up and I went and I started bathing and I was crying. I was like, God, what is happening to me? Later on, I then started to realize that I am someone that has bad luck. My auntie, she loved me a lot. And the way that she started mistreating me at work, my auntie who got me hired by the company, she was the one who got me fired. She went and she spoke with the manager and she said, this girl, I do not want her to work here anymore. My auntie has been working for this company for a very long time. Anything that she says, I tell you, the managers will listen to her. Even the time when she forced the company to get me hired, it was all because of him. And now all of a sudden, my auntie, whenever she would look at me, she would hate me so much. So I did not know that this is what happens when you have a spiritual husband. That spiritual husband will keep on giving you bad luck. I kept on suffering at the hands of my auntie until I responded to him. One day, she wanted me to do the work that I was not hired to do, and I did not know that my auntie was looking for trouble. Already she had called this other manager, and that woman, she was waiting nearby to hear my response because my auntie had lied to the bosses that I am very stubborn. If I am told what to do, sometimes I even refuse to do those things that they would have told me to do. And I did not even know that my auntie was setting me up. So then I told my auntie that this was not what I was hired to do by the company. My auntie laughed and she said, oh, okay, it's fine, girl. Unemployment is coming your way. Within a few minutes, I was then called by the manager and I was then given some papers and I was told that it was a warning. Another warning came a few days later. Another warning came, and that is how I got fired. And I got fired in the beginning of the month when I really did not have any money. Now I was staying at home. Even in the afternoon, this thing, it will come to me. Like, what would happen is that I can just doze off. Even if I am sitting in a taxi, I will feel so much dizziness, and then I doze off. Then I start to sleep. The moment that I close my eyes and I am fast asleep, I see that little man. It comes to me smiling. It just takes even 3 to 5 seconds. That thing will be done with me. When I wake up, I will feel that there are warm things that are coming out of my private part. If I am at a place where I am able to put my hand down there, when I take out my hand, I'll see that it will be dripping full of man's semen. And I finally told my mom about what was happening to me. My mom then said, "Oh, this is why, my daughter, I have always been having dreams about you." My mom then told me that ever since I stopped dating that ZCC guy, my mom would have dreams whereby I would be tormented quite a lot, and it will be like I am a prisoner somewhere. So my mom wanted to tell me that this was what she had been seeing in her dreams, but whenever she wanted to tell me, she would feel so weak in her spirit. This is what my mom told me. So I have come here because I have suffered for so many years. My mom took me to several sangomas who have told us that the man who died, he died with a key. When he did these rituals, it is said that he was assisted by another sangoma, and they used a lock and key. He was told to steal one amongst my clothes, and indeed later on I found out that I was missing a bra. So I never even thought about it when I left this guy's place, that there were other clothes that I had left. There are women out there that have a habit of just dropping clothes at their boyfriend's place. The day when that guy thinks of bewitching you, it will be easy for him to bewitch you. So I left some of the old clothes at his house because, like, I was dating another guy now, and I really did not care about the previous guy that I was dating. So he took my bra and then he went with it to that traditional healer, and it is said that they folded the bra and then they used that lock and key, and then this lock, he was buried with it. He told his sisters that, "I want you to bury me with my lock." And the relatives, they are so evil, and they are evil-hearted that they buried their relative with this lock in his coffin. So since he is buried with this lock, there is no way, there is no one that can assist me. One prophet said this to me: if you want help, at least go to a ZCC church. They are going to assist you. They can speak with the spirit of this guy, since he was one of them, so that he can release you. Because when the relatives buried him, they made him to hold that lock which he used to lock you, and you will never be able to sleep with a man. You will always face bad luck until the day that you die, or when this Tokoloshe finally says that it is done with you. And these spirits, they never say that they are okay with a woman. They will keep on coming back. So that is the solution that I was told. Me and my mom, we once went and we tried to speak with the relatives of this man, but they have since done a protection order. They said that we came to harass them, and they do not know anything about burying their son with that lock and key that he used to lock me, so that I won't be able to sleep with another man. And when my mom said, "If you say that we are lying, how about we go and we dig up his grave?" They laughed and they said, "Mhlolo, how can we do such a thing? You people are mentally ill. We can get you arrested. If you want, how about you go and you do this on your own? You want us to dig up our own son's grave so that we can just prove to you that we did not bury our son with a lock that he bought and he used for your daughter. Your daughter was a prostitute. Maybe you should start by asking the man that she was sleeping with when she was dating our son, instead of blaming someone that has died. You must let our son rest in peace. So after that, that was when they informed us that they had taken a protection order. So I am not even allowed to get close to their house, even to walk in their street, because of that protection order. We did not threaten them as such, but we went there to speak with them about this issue. So this is the problem that I am facing. I want a solution because I have a spiritual husband. I am scared to go to a ZCC church because my mom, she even said that there are things that they do in the church, but if this place is where my solution is, can I go and try to get a solution? Then I return back to our Baptist church. I'm not someone that is bad. It is just that I was stuck in a situation that was very painful. It was not an easy thing to wake up and you see that you have bruises on your private parts because all night long your boyfriend has been on top of you. Sometimes he would wait for me to fall fast asleep. Then if I was sleeping on my back, he would come on top of me, open my legs, and he would try to penetrate me, because there were days when you would see that this man, he wants to sleep with a woman but he is unable to. Sometimes I would even end up jacking him off so that he can at least release something, but the thing was too small, it was too weak to do anything. So he would try to do it when I was fast asleep, and sometimes I would be dry. He will keep on forcing and forcing until he would be hurting me. So this was what was happening to me. When we returned back home, this Tokoloshe kept on troubling me. It would come to me, sleep with me, even in broad daylight. Now it is even worse. Back in those days, it was better. When I was awake, this thing would not come to me. It was last week, I was with my friend. She has a saloon. I was in her saloon. As I was seated thinking about my life, that was when I had a movement on my thighs and I knew that it was happening. I went to the bathroom and I sat there. I was crying only for almost 20 seconds and it was done. But I stayed there for a little while until she came to check up on me, and I lied to her that my stomach was hurting and I had diarrhea. When I felt movements on my thighs, that thing, it started to penetrate me and it finished. And when I went to the toilet, I actually saw that there were things that were coming out of my private part. If I am dating a man, I can date a man, but when it comes time to sleep with a man, this man that I would be with in bed, he will lose all power. He will become so weak, like what my previous boyfriend was like. You won't even get any penetration at all. It's like the thing will get so small, like a little baby's, and it won't be able to do anything. So I end up breaking up with the guy that I'll be dating, because some of these guys, they end up blaming themselves, but it is I who has a problem. And soon after I would have tried to sleep with a man, I will see that Tokoloshe, I can just see a flash in my eyes, and then it will smile at me and it will say, my wife, and then it will just vanish. I have gone everywhere. Now I am scared that some of the prophets and sangomas will end up even raping me, because I am in a vulnerable situation. When you approach a man and you tell that man that you have not slept with a man for such a long time and you want a solution, some of the men, they will try to even put it in you. It has not yet happened yet, but I'm scared that it might happen. Whenever it gets dark, if I am home alone, I choose to go and sit outside. As long as I am indoors, I can see that thing. It does not beat me. I can just see it in the house doing its thing, and it looks at me, then it will just walk away. I am looking for someone that can help me with this spiritual husband. I want a solution. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. What a painful story. What a painful story. She is asking, should I go and join the ZCC church, since this is the situation that she is facing, but her mom is refusing for her to go to that church? Tell me what you think in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that was sent to us. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? I am a 28-year-old Zimbabwean woman, and I am currently working here in South Africa. I have been working as a maid, but I met a guy at the gym, and I did not even know that the guy was a Satanist. I only got to know about this after I had returned back home. So at our house, we were supposed to do Mutambo Wemashavi, meaning celebrating our ancestors. That was when I was told that I had been dating a guy that is involved in Satanism. They cleansed me. We went to this other river where there is a waterfall. That was where I was cleansed by the marine spirits. Ever since I was cleansed by the marine spirits, the challenge that I am facing is that any guy that I try to date, that guy will start to threaten that he will commit suicide. Currently, I am dating a married South African man. This man, if he calls me at night, if I do not pick up the call, sometimes he threatens to shoot me because he is a police officer. I'm scared. Should I continue dating this man? I am only dating him now because I feel sorry for him, because he cries whenever he threatens me with a gun, and after that he says, I am sorry, it is because I love you. Should I tell him about the ritual ceremony that was performed on me and tell him that maybe he is not even in love with me, but he is in love with the marine spirits that are now ruling my life? So let me take you backwards. I started working for this other South African couple, quite a gentle couple. They told me that they wanted to lose weight, so they were going to join a gym membership, and they were going to include me because of their son, because whenever we would go to the gym, we would have to sign some papers in order for me to gain access into the Virgin Active gym so that I can be with a child. So later on, then they included me to their membership. Whilst I was there, sometimes I would wake up early in the morning before I would have started working. Then I would just go to the gym early in the morning, and then I met a guy who then asked me where I stayed. I told him where I was staying, and when we went to the parking lot, I then waited for a Bolt, and he asked me what I was waiting for, and I said that I was waiting for a Bolt to come and pick me up. And he said, it is very cold, let me take you to the place where you are working. And then we arrived at the place where I was working. He then said, you are staying in a very beautiful place. Later on, I gave him my phone numbers. He told me that he was a married guy, but he was looking for someone that can take off stress because the wife was always stressing him. Since this guy, he was also from my country, I trusted him. Then we started dating. One day he took me to this other house in Midrand. When I arrived there, I saw that there were 12 other men. Each one had a girlfriend, and some of these women, they were from Zim, but some of them, they were South African, but very young. Brother Nashi, we were going to assist our partners in a ritual, and that is when I started to suspect that this guy, he was going to keep on using me for rituals, because he said that in their club they have to regularly make love to their women. in front of each other. I said, this is so crazy. Why would you want to expose the woman that you sleep with in front of other men? How do you feel looking at other men sleeping with their girlfriends whilst you are on top of your own woman? And he said that it was called an orgy. So then he convinced me, I can say that he confused me with the money that he gave to me, and he had promised to give me more money. Since I was building a house for my mom back home in Zim, I then agreed. They stripped us naked, then they started to sleep with us. The first time we slept with only our boyfriends. Then the next time around, now we were getting used to it. We will do this after each and every 3 weeks. We would meet at that house, a very beautiful house in Midrand. Then we would have an orgy, 24 people doing an orgy in that big mansion. So the next time around, that was when they said that they just wanted to see us as women experiencing each other, and by experiencing each other they meant that doing that lesbian stuff. I had never done such a thing in my entire life. Then I got used to it, such that I started dating another South African girl. The way that she had eaten me, like, I really do not know how to explain this. Even after I had been cleansed, that girl, she even called me when I returned back to South Africa, and she was like, I'm really sorry for all the things that I had been doing to you, because we ended up even buying this other toy that she would wear, and she will strip it around her waist so that she can be able to act as if she was a man and I was the woman in the relationship. She called me and she told me that she had thrown that thing in the dustbin because this was not like her, and she really did not know what had happened to her. So on that night, when they told us that we were supposed to experience each other, they promised us money, all of us, and then we were like their pets in front of them, playing as women, and all of us, we were not wearing anything. And then the men came to us. When I opened my eyes, I saw that it was not my boyfriend who was touching me, but it was another guy. I just went on with it and I enjoyed with that guy. So we would meet and we will perform these orgies. As time went on, like, their demands kept on growing. There were times, if it was on a full moon night, they would make us to wear black garments, all of us, and we would be holding these plates that they said that they were from India. So when we would get to that house, they would drop us off and they would get inside and they will tell us to wait for them, and then they would call us to come into the house walking in a straight line. So this place, they had little candles that you would have put in the middle. The things that you can do for money, it is quite unimaginable. The things that people do at night when other people are sleeping, it will be like a movie when you start to tell other people. And when we would enter into the house, we will find out that our boyfriends are waiting for us, and all of them, they will be wearing masks, and then you will go to them and you will put that plate with the burning candle in front of the man that you have chosen. Then that man will put money on top of your head, meaning that he is going to be your husband for the rest of the night. Then you will start to sleep with him. The rituals that kept on getting weird and weird, such that there was one day when they even went and they bought a goat. After they had bought a goat, they slaughtered this goat, and then they told us to sprinkle ourselves with the blood. We were like red. There was blood everywhere. And this goat, when we woke up the next day, because this goat, they just left it outside, and there were things that came that ate this goat throughout the night. It was as if they were hungry lions that were eating outside, because we could hear that there was something that was growling, that was eating the goat. So when these things kept on happening, it troubled me quite a lot. Yes, the money was there. We were being given a lot of money, but there was something that was wrong. I was never at peace I felt that I am not at peace in my soul. There is something that is really wrong. I went back home and I became so sick. This was at the time when we were going to do that ceremony whereby we were celebrating the ancestors that guide us in our house. And whilst we were celebrating, as you know, that when you are doing mutambo we mashavi, you play mbira, people dance, you drink traditional beer throughout the night. So as people were getting in a trance, then people started to say prophecies. That was when one woman came to me and told me that I was being initiated into Satanism in South Africa. My heart started beating so fast because I knew that the spirits had singled me out, and indeed what was happening in South Africa, it was something that was really strange. So later on, I then started crying and I told one of my cousin, but I did not tell my cousin about the multiple orgies that we had performed. This is the first time that I am talking about it to someone that I'm not even related to. So I just told her that there was a guy that I was dating, and this was what we used to do. He would say, help me to perform some ritual. So I did not know that the guy was initiating me into Satanism. After that ceremony was over, that was when we were told that we were supposed to buy a bull, a black bull, but it was a calf that we had to buy. We found one which was black in color. It was slaughtered after traditional beer had been poured on top of it. From there on, we then took some pure white chickens, and then we went with the pure white chickens to the river where there is a waterfall. We had to climb up the mountain. In our area, there is this other big mountain. On top of the mountain, there is water that is always bubbling like a hot spring. Then when you follow that hot spring, there is a place where there is a waterfall, and a lot of white people have gone missing. You know, those ones that are called sea divers. They tried to explore that mountain and they were never found ever again. But all the equipment that they use when they are underwater, they were found at the foot of the mountain, including a basket that had some pumpkins, sorghum, and other traditional Zimbabwean foods, because they are marine spirits that stay in that mountain. So we were taken up into the mountain by a shikiro of our province, who had been called by one of the village headmen to assist me because I was being initiated into Satanism. We had to pay that shikiro of our province 5 cows for this process to be done. We climbed into the mountain and we were told that if we would see something that was strange, one was not supposed to say anything or to panic or even to talk about it until we would have climbed down the mountain. One of my cousin brother said that he saw a baboon that was wearing a suit and holding a gun, and it was following us as we were going up the mountain. Even in that mountain, the fruits that you eat, you are not supposed to finish them, and when you have eaten a fruit, you are supposed to place it neatly on the ground. You are not supposed to throw it away. These are the rules of that mountain. When we got to the top, that was when I was dipped first into the spring, and then we followed and we went to the waterfall where they slaughtered a chicken and they offered the chicken the sorghum, including biscuits, sweets, as well as expensive wine to the marine spirits. And then I was taken. I don't know what took me exactly, but there was a wind that came and grabbed me as I was standing in the water. By then I was standing in the water, but it was not so deep, and I found myself in the middle of the waterfall. First I struggled to breathe, but then I started breathing, and I breathed air that like I had never breathed before, and I found myself, I was back home, and they told me that I had been possessed by the marine spirits. This is what they do. If they want to cleanse you, they have to possess you. I returned back to South Africa. What I did not know is that the marine spirits, they are now following me. So I have been told by that same Shikiro that what I now have is what they called Nodzera in Shona, meaning that some of that energy that I collected in the mountain is still following me. And that man that cleansed me said, why are you complaining? If men love you, let them love you, but just try to find one man that is going to marry you. Try to find a man that has money, because we want a son-in-law that has money, that will be able to give you a good life. But the challenge that I am facing is that the men that I date, all of them, they are married. I've never dated a man that is not married ever since I had this cleansing ceremony performed on me. What do you advise me? Should I go to church or not? I really need advice. I'll be following through in the comment section. It is not an easy thing to know that whenever you and your partner, you are not in good books with each other, then your partner will start to threaten you, telling you that they can even commit suicide simply because you really do not want to be with them anymore because of other reasons. Like, for an example, the guy that I am now dating, the police officer, is a married man, he has a family. I asked him several times, so what are the plans? What is it that you want us to do in life? He did not give me an answer, but yet he always threatens to end his life if I fail to continue staying with him. And the gun part, it is so scary. Is it because he's just madly in love with me? Is it normal for a man to threaten to kill you because he loves you? I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. There is this other message that I received. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? I don't know, am I supposed to tell my uncle? But this thing, it happened a very long time ago. By then, I was only 12 years old, but I still remember what happened. I am a South African woman, and this happened to one of my uncle's son. So right now, he's just working, but he's struggling in life. When you look at him, you can see that his life is not going anywhere. It is because of the things that my auntie did to him, because my auntie was holding a grudge against the mom. My mother, she passed away. Then I started staying with my auntie. I knew my boundaries. My auntie was never a nice person. To this very day, she's not a nice person. There are many people in the township where we are staying that she hates with all of her heart for no particular reason at all. She can even hate you for buying Albany bread instead of buying Sascom, and that is the way that she is. So when she fought with her sister-in-law, and then she started scheming. So my uncle's son, he wanted to join the army, and there were documents that were supposed to be prepared by my auntie. She sabotaged everything. She pretended as if she had successfully submitted everything, because back in those days there were few people that knew how to use computers, the internet, to apply and things like that. So since she is highly educated, she is an educated woman, she knew the whole process. So my uncle came and spoke with my auntie about this, that he wanted his son to join the army, so they were supposed to apply. My auntie, when they had left, she laughed and she said, they think that I'm stupid, I'm not going to assist them, so that tomorrow the mother can come to me and start behaving in a way that she wants, simply because her son is now working in the army. She pretended as if she had submitted. She even went to the step of forging a document that said that he had been rejected. From there on, he came crashing down and he was unable to recover. My uncle, he passed away, and now my uncle's son is struggling in life. and I am suspecting even witchcraft was used on him, because when you speak with him, sometimes the things that he say, they don't even make any sense at all. You can see that there is an error here, but he's like a good guy, but there is something that is always wrong that he always say at the wrong moment. It's like he's not sensitive to certain topics. So I don't know, am I supposed to tell him that this is what my auntie did? I watched her and she told me, because he came to me and she was bragging about just not applying because she did not want to see them succeed in life. She is the only one that wants to succeed in life. Hey, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that was sent to us by one of our dear sister. The message, it reads like this: hello, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? I am a hurt South African woman and I am unable to give love to my children. I don't know how to let go of this bitterness that I have in my heart, because it is truly affecting me even more. So what happened, Brother Nashi, is that my mom, she died in a terrible accident. Within a couple of months, my dad had already found a woman and the family did not approve. So when this woman came to stay with us, because she was not loved by my mom's relatives and by my father's relatives, she became a bitter woman. When she would look at us, she would say that you remind me of your mom. That is how much she hated us a lot. And as for me, since I was the eldest, I was always the one who would get all the punishment at all the times. So my stepmom, what she used to do is that when my dad was not around, if we would have returned back from school, she would prepare a very nice meal for us. She had her own daughter who was older than I was. She was now staying with us when the abuse started. Then they would take the plates that were supposed to be ours and they would spit in our food, and then they would say, we want you to eat the food. It even happened that when she would go to the toilet, she would even take water from the toilet and pour it on top of the food. If you were eating rice and say, I have added a little bit of gravy in the rice, so now you can eat. And if you would refuse to eat or act as if you are vomiting, then she will beat you. She will always be holding a belt at all the times. So now that I am a married woman, my husband does not even know that I have this abusive tendency. My husband does not even realize that I abuse him emotionally. I am very good at blackmailing someone. I know how to play around with someone's emotions. My husband himself, he is a broken man because of me, even though I act as if I am a good wife. If he shouts at me, I calm down. Even his relatives, they think that he is the one who always messes up, but they do not know that he was broken by me because of the bitterness that I have in my heart. When I gave birth to all of my children, I refused to touch them. I was forced each and every time by the nurses to breastfeed my children. I don't know, I just hate the children that I give birth to. Even when I would be alone, I would leave the child to cry. And when the child would have cried even for an hour, that is when I would go pick up the child and start force feeding the baby. This is what I have been doing, and I have these abusive tendencies for no reason at all. I can even end up beating my child even if they have not done anything. So I need your advice. I'll be following through in the comment section. How can I be okay? How can I stop myself from hurting even my kids because of the bitterness that is there in my heart? A lot of things that I have done, even to my husband. I've never cheated on my husband, but emotionally I have blackmailed him And I have also hurt other people that are related to me. I am someone that gossip, and when I gossip, it is always bad. Nothing good comes out of my mouth. I only say something good about someone when it benefits me, but if it does not happen that it benefits me, I will always say something terrible, something that is cruel and evil. One day, my son said, "Mom, why are you so cruel to us like this? Are you not our biological mom?" On that day, I realized how evil I am. I need genuine help. To those that want to judge me, you can judge me. I do understand that you can judge a person that you really do not know. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. She is saying that she has these abusive tendencies. Maybe if you speak with your husband before it is too late. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll be back with another episode.